Hello everybody, Cubfan here. Welcome to Snapshot 15W31A. This is the first Minecraft 1.9 snapshot, and you can see there's a lot of stuff that has changed just from the blocks behind me. And we're going to go over all the changes today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the first major change in this week's snapshot is the ability to hold items in both your right and your left hands. So see right now, I have an item in my right hand only. I can attack and block with this. Depending on if I hit left click or right click. However, to transfer your sword to your left hand or your offhand, you can transfer it into this slot here. This is your offhand slot, and you'll see now I'm holding a sword in my left hand. So what can I do with this? Well, I can punch block still, but it only punches with my fist, not with the sword. So you can only attack with your main hand. However, if I right click, you'll see I can still block with the sword. So basically how this works is whatever item's in your main hand, you can only use that to attack, and if it has a right click, it overrides whatever right click functionality the offhand has. So say for instance I have spruce wood planks. So if I right click with spruce wood planks in my main hand, that will override the blocking of the sword. So here I place planks, right? But if I have the pickaxe out, the pickaxe doesn't have a right-click functionality. See, I'm right-clicking, and the sword does have a right-click functionality, so it is overrides the pick. And yeah, you can sort of, basically infer what else would happen from this. So torches means that the torches does have a right-click functionality, so you can place them down. So you can't block with the sword. But if I had a map out, map doesn't have any right-click functionality, so I block with the sword. So that's how that works. Also, you can swap between the hands. So if I wanted my pick in the offhand, for instance, and the sword in the main hand, just hit F, and it switches. And you can do that, with all the items, of course. So that's really interesting. A lot of really cool mechanics going on here. And you can also switch your main hand by just going into Options, Skin Customization, and switching to the main hand left. And so now, my main hand will be my left hand. So, yeah, kind of cool. Also, a quick note with the maps. If you hold the map in your main hand while something else is in your left hand, then the map will appear small. But as soon as you get rid of it, you'll see that the map gets bigger again. Also, a small change here. If you take a look at the bow in my inventory, as I draw back the bow to fire, the bow in my inventory also shows the arrow being drawn back. A lot of the other major changes are in the end, so let's go ahead and head on there. Alright, so there are a lot of changes here in the end, so let's take a look. So, first of all, we have a new sort of structure for the dragon battle. So the obsidian pillars, instead of being randomly placed, they're all now in a circle here surrounding a unlit end portal. So you see this is the end portal. The end portal will eventually go here. But it's not lit yet. You have to defeat the dragon for it to light. And also you'll notice that the ender crystals that heal the dragon, they are now, or at least some of them now, are surrounded by iron bars. So you have to actually get in here and destroy these to get to the crystal. And once you do that, it'll explode some of the iron bars. You also see, his new attack right there. So he has a couple different new attacks. Let me go ahead and just destroy these crystals here, and I'll show you those. Alright, so you see the ender acid here. If I get into this ender acid bit, you'll see I'll get pretty heavily damaged pretty quickly. Whoops, almost died there. But yeah, that is one of the dragon's new attacks. And he also sort of gets stuck on this portal, which makes him a little bit easier to take out. Yep, and there is the new attack of the fireball right there. So you can summon fireballs at you. So he tries to burn you alive. That's pretty cool. Also, you should note whenever you're fighting the dragon in survival, that he will defend the end crystals more as you destroy some of them. So it does get a little bit more intense as you go along. This guy's just about down now, and once we get him down, let's see, he should come in for a landing here, I think, on the top of the portal or something like that. Let's see what happens here. See if we can get him down outside the portal. There we go. There's that. And hit me with the fire. And there we go. Okay, so once you kill the dragon, you'll see that it plays the same death animation as it did before. All the XP drops, he explodes in a flash of light. There we go. And yeah, the dragon egg still drops and everything. And Endermen are still somewhat annoying in the end, of course. But yeah, the dragon egg still drops, so you can still obtain that just by putting a torch underneath of it, for instance. You can still take this portal back to the overworld, but if we look around here, I'm just going to switch my game mode right here. We should, somewhere around here, we should see a new portal, I believe. Yeah, right there. There it is. And so this portal is called the End Gateway. And this is brand new for the snapshot. And you can see it has sort of the same end texture, and it does slowly move over time. So it has like the end portal texture, but it's vertical. And if we take an ender pearl here, or actually any item, so if I throw any item in here, let's just toss one in, you'll see that there's a beacon effect that comes out of the bedrock. Same if I toss in like an ender pearl, see there? And yeah, you can toss in basically anything, and beacon beam will show up. But if you use an ender pearl, you can actually go through this. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So we toss an ender pearl through, and voila! We are now in a different section of the end, and you'll see there's these weird plants around here. I'll get to that in a second. But what I'm looking for right now is actually called the End City, and it should be somewhere nearby here. So let me fly around a little bit and see if we can locate it. So first of all, in the end, yeah, you'll find a bunch of different islands. So some medium-sized, some really, really small, and some massive. And on some of the bigger ones, you will usually find something like this. So this is a End City dungeon. And you'll see there's also like a little ship up here. And then, yeah, once you get up here, you'll see there's some weird-looking purple blocks. And I'll get to these in a second here as well. But yeah, there's a nice little ship thing. You got some rods here, some end rods is what they're called, that shimmer. You also have a beacon in here. Let me switch to game mode 0 now. And if we go in here, you'll see there's also like a brewing stand. Down here, there is a new mob. This is the Shulker mob. And you'll see it shoots projectiles out. And these projectiles give you a levitation potion effect. And you can also see that in the top right-hand corner. So that's pretty cool. These guys do take damage. They take more damage when they have their shells open than when they're closed. And you can eventually kill them. But yeah, they do disguise themselves as blocks. So they're a little bit tricky to find. And then inside these chests, there are some pretty good enchants. And also some rare stuff like emeralds and diamonds and such. And gold. So yeah, pretty good loot here in the end. And also, of course, the beacon. You can take that as well. Let's go ahead and check out the other End City dungeon over here. This bit. So this bit here is most likely where you'd come in survival, down here at the bottom. And then you come around the corner here, maybe, over here. You'll see there's two shulkers here, sort of lurking in the wings there. And yeah, you have to avoid them, make your way up here. And then you want to go up here. You can do some parkour up this. There's a little bit of a jumping section here, all the way up to the top. And at the top there is yet another, there's more shulkers first of all. And I'll be making a separate video about these guys because there's a lot of stuff to know about them that's kind of useful. And you'll see, you know, end rods here you can sort of jump on. And you've got to make your way up to the top here. And at the top, you guessed it, more loot. And there's also some unique items like beetroot seeds. Some pretty good picks. Yeah, efficiency 5, diamond pick. That's pretty decent. Again, diamonds, more loot and stuff. And then, yeah, finally you get up to the top here. And again, there's more as you go along. Also, it's pretty cool to note that there are endstone bricks now. I'll show you how to craft those. And then there's banners that naturally generate along with these. There's rods, as I said before. So that is the End City. That is really cool. And yeah, now let's go ahead and get on to the crafting of these blocks and what the heck these plants are here. So now let's go ahead and take a look at these purple plants in the end. And these are actually called chorus plants, C-H-O-R-U-S. And the most useful part of the chorus plants are this little bit right here with a circle on it. This is the chorus flower, I believe. Yep, chorus flower. And there's also what's called the chorus plant itself, which is right here. And you can break these. They will give you something eventually, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So you'll see they gave us some chorus fruit. And you can actually break the bottom block here. And that will get you all the fruit. But you actually have to pillar up to get the flowers. And the flowers are useful because it allows you to plant these chorus plants on end stone. It has to be on end stone. But it can be in any dimension. And then these will begin to grow and eventually become as big as some of these other plants that you see around here. So that is how you plant the chorus plant. You just plant down the chorus flower on end stone. Then this chorus fruit, this is actually really useful. First of all, you can eat it, but check this out. So you see that? We actually teleported to a random location here. Teleported again. So whenever you eat the chorus fruit, it teleports you randomly into a 30 by 30 area. And it actually is really useful for getting down from high places. And that comes in particularly useful when you're fighting these guys, the Shulkers. So if you get a levitation effect like I have here, you can simply eat a chorus fruit and it'll teleport you more than likely to the ground. It might be, on another solid block nearby, but then you can just eat another one, and there we go. We are now away from the Shulker, and we are on the ground without taking much damage. So these are really useful when battling Shulkers. And just as a demonstration of how powerful the chorus plants are, in terms of where they teleport you, and why they're going to be really useful in like PvP and a bunch of different situations, I'm going to show you guys that from the world height, the chorus plant will actually teleport us to the ground. So, boom. Just down just like that. So, yeah, the chorus plants are now the fastest way to travel downwards in Minecraft. And they can also travel upwards as well. So, yeah, pretty interesting mechanic there. Now, this chorus fruit is also useful in that it can be smelted in a furnace. And after a while, you will see that the smelted chorus fruit becomes some popped chorus fruit. And so you can take those popped chorus fruits, and you basically make it into a 4x4 in the crafting grid. And you can make purpur blocks, which are actually the blocks that you see in the end city. So that is what those look like. They're like purple stone bricks, basically. There's also some other variants of this. So you can make purpur stairs, just like that. Purpur stairs, very nice. You can also make purpur slabs, which are just basically half slab versions of that, just like so. And then you can also take these half slab and make purpur pillars. So that's what the purpur pillars looks like. So pretty cool new blocks there. Also now, if you put end stone in the 2x2 in the crafting grid, you can get end stone bricks, which look like that. So once you've found all the end cities you'd like to see, and once you have enough chorus plants, you can head back through the end gateway, just like that, and that'll take you back to the main end island. Now, you can either go back through to the portal, or you can resummon the dragon now. And the way you do that currently, this will probably change in future versions of the game, but the way you do it currently is you just make a creeper face out of regular clay blocks. So just place clay blocks down just like that. And then eventually it should detect this and spawn another dragon in. Maybe. Sometimes it needs some extra clay around here. There we go. Yep. And there's the new dragon. Yeah, cool. Alright, sweet. So yeah, now you can fight the dragon again. And I will note that whenever you decide to fight the dragon again, the old portal, end portal does get destroyed. When you kill this guy though, he won't drop a dragon egg. But he will probably drop something else in the future. Another big change is that we now have a plethora of arrows. So let me just show you here. So we now have a huge selection of different arrows to choose from. So we have Potion of Healing Arrow, Water Bottle Arrow, Potion of Slowness Arrow, Potion of Leaping Arrow, Invisibility, Night Vision, Poison, Regeneration, Strength. None of these can be actually made in survival yet. They're all just in creative only. But they're pretty self-explanatory. So let me just show you here. You can also place one of these arrows into your accessory slot, into your offhand slot, and that will prioritize that arrow. So, for instance, the Potion of Harming Arrow does what you'd expect. It harms the animal, or whatever you shoot with it. Same with the potion of poison arrow. So if I just put that in the offhand, you'll see if I shoot the cow is now poisoned. So yeah, you can sort of get the idea with those arrows. They all have the same sort of effect as you would see on here. So fire resistance gives you fire resistance, etc. The only one that's brand new is the Spectral Arrow, and let me show you how to make that, because that one actually is craftable right now in survival. And you make the Spectral Arrow by putting glowstone dust in a circle like that, one arrow in the center, and that gives you 2 Spectral Arrows. And let me just show you what that does. So let me just put this in the offhand here. So we'll shoot this guy with a Spectral Arrow like that, and you'll see we can now see him behind walls. So it outlines any entities that you shoot, and you can see them even behind walls for, I believe it's 8 seconds, and then he'll disappear again. So let me show you one more time. So we'll just shoot him again, and there we go. Also new this week, you can now see skeletons draw back their bows, as you can see right there. Draws it back and then lets it fly, which makes it a little bit easier to dodge if you're further away. So that's pretty cool. So you can kind of tell when they're about to fire. Also new this week, we have a new path block, and to get the path block, just simply right click with a shovel on grass, and that turns it into a shade of golden brown. So that is the path block there. And it should be noted that this does not work on any type of dirt, so you can try it on dirt, but it won't work. And you can't actually obtain this through Silk Touch, so you can only get it by right-clicking the grass blocks with the shovel. Also new this week, we have Beet Roots as a new food, and you can eat these Beet Roots, and they restore half of a drumstick of hunger. And you can also plant these just like normal crops with beetroot seeds that you get from the end cities. So you just plant those down like normal, and they grow like normal. That's what they look like when they're fully matured. And then you can punch them, and you get your seeds and your beetroots. You can also craft up some beetroot soup by using 6 beetroots and a bowl. And these are non-stackable, by the way, but they do restore 3 bars of hunger. And they can also be made into red dye just by putting in your crafting inventory. And there you go. You got some red dye from your beetroots. Also new this week, glass panes and iron bars when standing alone will only be 4 pixels wide. And this allows you to do really cool stuff, like actually hide the color changing glass pane inside the beacon beam. So for instance right there, you can see, if we get up here, there is the glass pane totally encased inside the beacon beam. And also these end rods that we saw first in the end city, they can be placed both vertically, like so, or you can place them horizontally, like that. So that is pretty cool. Also, they do give off a light level of 14, and they have these cool sparkly effects. So pretty cool block there. So in case you guys are wondering what the mystery block was that Sarge was tweeting about over the past few months, well, this is it right here. You can obtain it by just using the set block command like that, and there it is. There's a couple different types, as you can see, and these aren't going to be in the game. They're just going to be behind the scenes and make it a little bit easier for the devs to generate structures in the world. Also new this week, dead bushes will now drop between 0 and 2 sticks per dead bush. Another very slight change is that trapdoors no longer require supporting blocks to be placed. So you can place them on top of one another like this. It doesn't really make a difference where you place them, but it's kind of cool that you can actually place them freestanding now, instead of having to place them, on the side of blocks like that, as we did before. Also in the creative menu, there is a dragon head, and you can take that out of the creative menu, and you can actually put it on your own head. And if you do so, you have a ridiculously oversized dragon head. And when you walk, the mouth moves up and down, which is kind of cool. But you can also take the dragon head off, grab a lever, and we'll go ahead and go back into first person here. Place the dragon head down, and then if you give this dragon head a redstone signal, the mouth moves up and down automatically. How awesome is that? Also, there is one slight but very subtle change in the Nether. Don't know if you can notice it or not, but the Nether fog is now gone. I have no potion effects or anything here. So that is pretty awesome. You can now see across the entire Nether, at least as far as your render distance can go. And that is really cool, because before it was all hazy, but now crystal clear. Also, there's some new stuff in the creative menu this week. So first of all, there's this extra slot here for your offhand, and there's also a lot of new potions in the creative menu. So we have the splash water bottle. I'll show you that. We also have the mundane potions, awkward potion, and thick splash potions. And so the only one of those potions that is actually useful is the water potion, splash water bottle. I can actually put out fire, so let me just put a little bit of fire around here. And so you see it put out 3 of those, and then the 4th one goes out when we hit that right there. So, kind of a cool thing. It cannot, however, put you out. So if I do something like this, catch myself on fire, well, try to catch myself on fire. There we go. Yep, and then try to put myself out. Actually doesn't work. So hopefully they fix that in the next snapshot. Also, ender pearls can now be thrown in creative mode, which a lot of people have wanted for a very, very long time. Another small thing is that the splash potion size will now scale with distance away from the player, so as you can see it gets smaller as it gets further away. Some zombies, like this guy right here, will spawn left-handed. Death messages will now show up here on the death screen. As you see here, it says Company 135 was slain by a zombie. Also new this week, the animation for skeletons walking has changed, as you can see right there. And I said this before in the end, but now you can see potion effects on the screen. So the good potion effects are going to be on top. So there you can see night vision and jump boost on top. And the bad potion effects, like poison or another potion effect, will be on the bottom. And once one potion effect is on the verge of running out, you'll see it'll start flashing in the upper right-hand corner there. And then that means it's just about out. So we should see the poison effect sort of wear off right there. Very nice. So those are all the major changes I could find in Snapshot 15W31A. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. This has been CubFan. Goodbye.